Na na banana banana na na. Hello there, and welcome to my Bloons Tower Defense 5 channel. I'm Italian Ninja, and this is where I make attempts at defeating challenges I've set out for myself, make progress, and learn to get better at this game, and subsequently, life. If you enjoy this type of stuff, feel free to subscribe. If you comment, I'll shout you out. New viewers, hopefully you guys like this stuff. I am gonna be going over today dance floor. Bloons Tower Defense 5, dance floor on hard. We're going to play through the whole thing here, and I'll be talking the whole time, doing some commentary, telling you guys some quotes, telling you funny things, maybe do a question of the day, maybe not, but maybe. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I just want to thank everybody out there today for watching and viewing my stuff. I feel like this has been a long and arduous journey, and I'm enjoying it actually quite thoroughly. So even if only 5 people watch this video, I don't really care too much. I've been enjoying making it, and I'm enjoying making the progress and, learning to make thumbnails and editing videos and getting better at commentary. That's pretty much where I've focused so far, is just trying to get a little bit better at the commentary every time and getting more comfortable on microphone. I like talking, as you guys can probably tell. So let's get into the video here. Not that I really have too much of a plan, but I am going to tell you guys a quote just to start things off. I think this is a really good quote I seen a little bit earlier on X, aka formerly, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to keep calling it Twitter because X and Twitter, I think X is just a bad name. I'll be honest. I don't think Elon made a good call with that. He makes a lot of good calls, but I don't think he made a good call with that name change. But who the fuck am I to tell him? It's his company. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Here's the quote. The first step of any project is grossly underestimating its complexity and difficulty. Nicole Hunt. Nickel Hunt. Nickel Hunt. Another Nick. Lots of Nicks. So we got Nick Torius. We got Nick Van. There's going to be a big reveal one day. You guys are going to be very surprised. But yes. Yes, you will be surprised. I'm not going to give away too much. Anyway, for any new viewers out there, I want to say that thank you guys for watching and sticking around until this point in the video. You're looking for a shout out, so you could tell all your friends, hey, look, I got shouted out in the YouTube video. You can comment, or you can subscribe if you have your subscription set to public. I'll shout you out that way too. But we're working on dance floor today. I have my monkey ninja, if you guys see there, the red guy, below the mage looking man or monkey apprentice. I like calling him the mage boy. I think I like mage boy better than anything. What I've been focusing on is, so my monkey ninja is in the correct location. He's right at the end of a long straight there. You have your monkey apprentice right beside him. I like keeping the monkey apprentice nice and close. I'm going to end up probably putting that monkey village above where the regular dart monkey and my monkey engineer is, because that's where I've been putting it in the past. I can't recall exactly where, but that seems about right. My estimation was correct. My memory served me right. So I've been a huge fan of monkey engineers in the past little bit here, mainly because once you upgrade to their 4th tier, so it doesn't matter if you go 4-0, 4-1, or 4-2. Ooh, didn't want that to happen. I'm laying in a bed here, so I'm kind of making this video and moved around, and I guess the screen turned. But anyway, I've been a huge fan of monkey engineers, but mainly because once you upgrade them to a 4-1, 4-0, 4-1, or 4-2, you have the ability of having a monkey trap, and that monkey trap is very good for generating money. So that's super effective at giving you the extra cash that you need to get further in the games and giving you more towers in the future. I usually try to spend it on getting myself another monkey trap, and then maybe trying to purchase some extra units that'll be helpful. I've found this strategy to be very effective so far. It feels like almost like a cheat to me. So if you guys are struggling, give it a go. I have never really been a fan of the monkey farms, even though I probably should try them a little bit more. I have had people recommend them in the past, but I like the balloon trap just because of the simplicity of being able to just plop it down and then keep popping it. Whenever a unit, it's pretty much like whenever a big a big bunch of balloons goes over it, you know you're gonna get like 500 coins, and it's like, so if you have 6 of them, that's like 3,000 coins a match. But then it's funny, because I've been starting to optimize for where I'm putting my balloon traps in order to get the most cash so that I can accelerate through the game more quickly. And it just makes it safer for you longer term. Like, if you, the earlier that you can get a lot of the base units that you know that you're going to need in order to defeat some of the units at the later levels, that ends up just helping you significantly. That ends up helping you significantly in the game, right? Because then you could just keep building more and more and more, and then it's like it's all overkill, right? This game, though, it's based on like managing your finite resources and, you know, being able to generate maybe some of your own. So, uh, I find this game to be very compelling in that way. I kind of like that. It's fun for me. I hope that you guys enjoy that. Anybody? I kind of wonder. I guess question of the day. Question of the day: why do you guys like Bloons? What is it about Bloons Tower Defense 5 that you enjoy so much? Uh, I mean, those are technically two different questions, but you can answer them in whichever way you want. The real thing I'm trying to get at here is like, I don't know what it is that makes me like Bloons, you know? I think it's the overall strategy of it. I'm more of a strategy game type of guy than a actually no, I shouldn't say that because I actually do like RPGs and I like I used to play a lot of Dota 2 like back in college university days back when I was in school. Playing a lot of video games instead of doing a lot of schoolwork. So yeah, that's I shouldn't say that I only like these strategy games, but I do really like this Bloons game, and I mean this whole channel I've probably told this story a dozen times on this channel, but I'll tell it again for all the new viewers because there's probably going to be some new viewers. I'm working on my thumbnails. I'm working on my thumbnails, boys. So if you're new and you came here because of the thumbnail, comment that because I want to let me know how I did on my thumbnail. How's my thumbnail game coming? How's my commentary game coming? Let me know. I want you guys to, you know, be my feedback, be my audience here and kind of respond back so that I have an idea on what the hell I'm doing. If you don't, that's okay too, you know, but if you feel compelled to, I would appreciate it, you know. I'm going to be setting up a Discord server at some point. I'm going to be getting that going so I can keep better contact with the community and just kind of having a place to put links and, you know, I'd like to build a community around maybe not just this game, but, you know, Bloons Tower Defense 6. I'm sure there's people that already have this type of stuff. I'll be honest, guys, I don't really watch a lot of YouTube videos that are gaming videos. I watch a lot of stuff that's just more about real life and like kind of self-development and personal development type videos, self-help, whatever you want to call them. I like watching guys like David Goggins on podcasts just being a fucking lunatic. Like, I love that shit, you know? You're just watching this guy, you're like, this guy's like the realest guy ever, you know? And he seems like he's just a nut, and he is, you know? For all intents and purposes, he is kind of a nut, but I don't know, like, I think for a lot of people, though, who are real as fuck, they understand the struggle, you know? And I understand it. That's the thing, is like, I get it, right? When I hear David Goggins talking the way that he talks, I'm like, man. You know, I seen a video the other day. I seen a little YouTube short of his wife following him in a car. Apparently, they got home from the gym or something like that, and Goggins just said, I'm going for a 100-miler tonight. And there he was on the side of the road running, and she's following him in the car with the headlights on, keeping the lights on for him. All I could think is like, what? Like, her life is somewhat chaotic because of David Goggins and the way that he is, but also she knows that he's a fucking man, you know? You got to do what you got to do, right? So I love that there's women out there that will support strong men in doing tough men, difficult shit. So to all you tough women out there, you know, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to all the people out there of the world. What was that? Oh, I gotta get that lyric. I'll get it for the next video. But there's a Kanye lyric that I was just thinking of that made me laugh. I've been listening to a video last night, or listening to a song like on repeat. It was a Kanye song, I didn't even write it down. I literally just looked it up for the last video to say something about it, and I friggin' forgot to write it down, so I don't actually know the name of it. I'm gonna look it up right now again because I want to tell you guys. Ah, that's what it is. Back to me. Back to me on Spotify. Oh, no. Shit. How far were we? We were definitely past that. 54. I remember having a monkey village. Let's go 59. Sure. I guess if we skip a little bit, no one's really going to be too concerned. You can see where my units are placed for anybody who wants to follow along and beat this level themselves. By the time you get to level 59, you're going to want radar. You're going to want radar scanner on your monkey village. It's very effective at keeping the leaded camo or the steel camo and leaded camo balloons at bay. Very useful for that. So, yeah. Trying to think. I've got my little notebook here. I gotta see if I get anything else written down to tell you guys. I don't think I have any major shoutouts. Oh, what was the quote that I said though? Oh yeah, I already said that one. Yeah, I don't have any shoutouts. Like, I got some other stuff in here. Oh, what was that? I heard a Jordan Peterson quote the other day. It was, "The cynics get to be right, the optimists get to be rich." I don't know if that's his quote, but that's somebody's quote, but I heard him say it, and I was like, shit, that's a real good quote. I like that shit. So, I mean, you could be whatever you want. You can choose to be whichever you want, but, you know, those are your options, I guess. If you want to be a cynic or you want to be an optimist, you can be right or you can be rich. Have your pick. Have your pick, children. You know, the truth is relative. The truth is relative. You guys can see that if you're in between any situations in your life where you're maybe in between two people and you have to observe, or you not have to, but you get to observe the interaction between them, and you're just kind of sitting there. Like, I sometimes I sit there on the outside and just shake my head and just like can't believe that's like this is occurring, you know. Yeah, that happens quite often, you know. I think that that's probably like maybe I am not the best at putting myself into other people's shoes. Or maybe it's that humans are supposed to be, when you're the third person to a situation, you're supposed to be more neutral. So that you can be the arbiter, you know, the third man in the cage type of thing. And what I mean by that is like UFC or boxing. You have a third person in there, that's the referee, right? Somebody who's fighting, and then somebody who's making sure that the contest is fairly distributed or fairly taken care of, which I think is very important. I do think that arbiters are necessary in the world, because if you don't have them, like you like getting to the bottom of things in a concise and safe, I guess not just concise, but mainly just like a fair way. Like, I've never actually seen like a lot of debates get I've seen some debates get out of hand, but you don't see too many people debate online in a formal way. And I mean, even the political debates, not that I watch a lot of those, but even the political debates tend to get pretty out of hand and ridiculous at times. So I don't take those so much as like, you know, the truth, because it's just like I hate that, by the way. I hate that that's what a lot of politics turns into, is just bashing the other side and going, look how bad they did. It's like nobody can take responsibility for their actions. And I think part of the reason is that if you take responsibility for your actions in public, then people will just go, yeah, yeah, he's a piece of shit, and we all know it. And it's like, yeah, but like, can't people make mistakes? Like, I guess people aren't allowed to make mistakes anymore. Not in public, not in the public sector. In the private sector, apparently you can. I think Elon Musk actually told Bob Iger's Disney to fuck off. He basically said, I gotta see. This is why I gotta start editing, because I gotta get these clips and post them in here for you guys so that you guys can watch this, because I think you guys would love this shit. But he actually said he was getting interviewed on, I think it was CNBC or something like that, but it was a major news network, and they were interviewing him. It looked for like an hour, and it was at a conference. And in the middle of it, the guy asked him, he said, well, what do you say to the advertisers that are going to be leaving your platform because of some of the comments that you've made about X and some of the changes that you've made? What do you say? What do you say to those advertisers? And he just like looks at this guy and just goes, "Are you're going to blackmail me with money? What do I say to those people? Fuck you." Fuck you. That's what I say to those people. It was just one of the most baller things you could say as a guy who's, one of the richest guys in the world and possibly one of the most productive, depending on your definition of productivity. But I'd say for things that he's done for the world, I'd say that he's done quite a bit. So, I mean, I'm not against you guys. You guys, anybody can have their own opinion on anything. You don't have to agree with me. And honestly, it's probably preferable if you don't, because I think that I have a fairly unique mindset and headspace around a lot of these topics. And I think it's pretty easy to hate guys like Elon. But, I mean, he's pretty much single-handedly developed the EV and grown it to what it is, and he's forced all the other car companies' hands at getting into the EV space, because if they don't, they're going to lose profit share. So, I mean, if anybody's accelerating the environmental changes of the world in a positive way, I'd say that it's probably him. If you consider fossil fuels and non-renewable resources as necessary to get rid of long term, right? That's under that assumption, because some people might not, right? I don't know. I flip-flop back and forth on it, because I feel like growing up, we heard a lot of shit about like, oh, you need to recycle, and oil production's bad, and we're burning fossil fuels, and like, somebody made a really good point lately. He just said, he's like, apparently there's a moon of, I think it's Jupiter or Saturn, that is, it's they're saying that it's like, the whole planet is just like has liquid fossil fuels on it. And it was just like, I don't know exactly what the phrasing of it is, but I do think that matters. But that was how I heard it. I've heard it described pretty much my whole life. I'm not sure if it's Titan. Anyway, I can't remember if it actually has a name, but these this planet, if it's like, say it has liquid gasoline oceans, or say it's oceans or oil, it's like, doesn't that kind of throw out our whole presumption that the fossil fuels are from dinosaurs? Because like, that's what I've always heard. I've always heard that fossil fuels and oil underneath the ground is from old decaying plant matter, and that's what it's from. That's what I've heard. I don't actually know the truth of that or not. It seems like that'd be a lot of dead shit, wouldn't it? Be a lot of dead stuff. I don't know. I think that like we're pretty lucky to have something like oil on our planet and being able to utilize it in the way that we do. Uh I don't know if it's necessarily bad or if it's necessarily good. I'll be honest, I like plastic, Plastic seems to be pretty useful. I like plastic straws. Paper straws are fucking gay. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. I guess I should use the word stupid, or dumb, Not that all those things are the same. Gay, dumb, whatever. It's not all the same thing. I'm just talking shit a little bit, I'm trying to be funny. So, I hope you guys can appreciate that comedy should still exist in this world, and if it doesn't, then, well, you guys can hate me. I don't really care. The people who like me will end up sticking around, and the people who don't like me will end up fucking off, and I'm cool with that. So, it doesn't, I mean, like, that's the thing, is like, you can't want to pander to everybody. I don't like that. It feels dishonest to me if I just try to not say my own opinions and not try to say the things that I'm thinking, and basically just not trying to be honest, Because if you're just trying to constantly contour your it just kind of reminds me of like, women putting makeup on, right? It's like some women with the makeup that they choose and the makeup that they purchase, they can change their whole fucking face. Like I I can't imagine guys ever doing that. Even though I did see another, I seen a guy the other day inside, was at sushi with my girlfriend. It's some albino looking guy. He was actually pretty jacked. He looked like like a jacked albino looking guy that had like a sparkle in his eye and had like glitter. It looked so weird. I was like, I don't know what to think of this. I don't know if this guy dyed his hair white and put on pale makeup to make himself look whiter, but he looked white, like albino white. And I kept like kind of glancing over, thinking like, is that a real, like, is that real? Is that real? Like, can't tell. Uh, but anyway, where I was going with that was makeup. People can basically purchase makeup and then change their whole faces, and women don't get called liars for that. I have heard an argument lately. Recently I was over at one of my friends' houses, and I just said something because it was like, she cares a lot about her physical appearance, as most women do, and she had this like weird little device that like electrically shocks her face, and she was contributing it with providing her some benefits in like her aesthetics, right? Is what she was claiming. And I just said to her, I was like, well, how long have you been using it? She's like, I don't know, about a month. And I go, and you've noticed a difference from the beginning of the month to the end of the month? And she's like, actually, Nick, I don't know. You know? Uh, um, I was like, well, that's interesting. You should probably be sure that something's going to be effective and useful before you test it on your face, especially when it's electrocuting you, you know? But I think that, so what I said to her is, I just kind of said, I was like, Haley, I was like, I think you think that men notice, but men don't really notice. Like, we don't really pay that close attention to the makeup and stuff like that. And what she said is, she goes, guys will say that. Guys always say that. And that's kind of where she left it. And the thing was, is I thought about that for about a week, not straight, but intermittently for a week. And what I thought about was that we do say that because that is what we think. And the reason that she will continue to put makeup on is because the world will interact with her in a better way. Like, it'll be more giving to her. Like, women respond to attention a lot of the times, right? So, if they get more attention because they have makeup on, that's going to be a feedback loop that falls into it. And it's like, and if men treat them better, or say women treat them better, because women who are better looking, tend to get treated better. It's like, if they look better, they get treated better. It's like, it's just a feedback loop that's like, you're right. We might say that we don't care. And I'll be honest, I think I prefer my girlfriend without makeup. But the thing is whenever she goes out, she still wants to, put a little bit on. And it's like, I'm not upset about that. If she wants to, she can do whatever she wants. She's a free person. But I genuinely don't think it really matters too much to me. But it's like, people might interact with her differently and might actually like, so this is a good example, because I've been fat most of my whole fucking life. I've been overweight. Now I'm actually approaching, well, I was about 195. Now I'm probably about 215. But so like that 10-pound weight difference doesn't matter. But when you're, say, 195 and you're 315 pounds, or let's just say, 100-pound difference, 195 to 295. When I was about 295, it's like, I just feel like, part of my whole personality was just being loud and being boisterous and like trying to garner attention that way, because I wasn't able to garner attention in the way of like having people actually pay attention to me for my looks, or because of the things that I was good at, or anything like that. Now I might be just making that up in my head, but the thing is that's how the world appeared to me, you know? So now that I'm smaller and now that I'm in better shape and I take care of myself better and, you know, I trim my beard and, you know, cut my hair real short and like, you know, the way I take care of myself and dress myself because I never when you're that big, it's hard to find clothes that fit you nicely. You're kind of like always uncomfortable. So like now that I'm smaller and clothes fit me better, I'm buying clothes that look nicer. And it's like there's this big positive feedback loop where like now I walk around and it's like people are just happy that I'm there. Like I'm friendly. Like I'm a really friendly person, as you guys could probably tell from me making this video or these videos. But it's like, you know, doing that in person and seeing people's reaction from when you were larger to when you were smaller, it's like I don't think I've changed too much. My personality has changed too much. I think it's about the same. It has moved, right? Like I'm not going to deny that it has moved. It has. But there is an element to this that is what should I say? It's like your physical appearance, it definitely matters. That affects how people will interact with you. Good or bad, you know, it could go either way. But like there's no doubt that it affects things. That's my hypothesis, you know. Um Whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know. But we're coming up towards the end of this video here, so I should probably cue in and stop. Oh, no. No. Okay, I just didn't want it to. I just want to look at it here quick. Maybe before we go, I can analyze it. So I put a couple of freeze towers there at the beginning just because I wanted to see how those were going to effectively damage things. I have a spike factory on the end here, and I think I just did that just kind of for some fun because I got an extra 55,000 coins. So it's like, what the hell else am I going to do with all this money? I was pretty sure this setup was going to beat it, which if you guys are interested, this obviously absolutely fucking destroys it. So you guys could copy this setup if you wanted. You'll do probably just as fine. I ended up mixing up some of my Ninja Monkey units a little bit so that I went with a 2-4 and a 4-2. These are just little things that I like to do to see how stuff to see how it affects it. It's hard to tell because I'm not struggling, right? Like you really notice a unit's effectiveness if you're not struggling towards something, or if you're struggling and all of a sudden you put the unit there and it makes it way easier. That's how you notice. But anyway, I just wanted to say that's me beating Dance Floor on Monkey Lane. Or sorry, this is me beating Dance Floor on Hard. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Come back for the next one if you want. Have a good one, guys. Well, actually, you know what? I'll just let this play out. There we go. Okay, have a good one, guys. Bye.